Welcome back to the next devlog of our game Quiet on Set. We're trying to create a no-compromise story game set in the golden age of Hollywood. We're documenting from start to finish the entire production of this game, so enjoy this next episode.
So we wanted to start off this episode talking about our studio, our physical location. We've been thinking about it for a little while now that we kind of need a bigger place if we're going to be doing motion capture. So I've actually owned a little property with an old house on it, and we were thinking like it's just sitting there, it'd be perfect for a new studio that we could have where we could build out a big room that's large enough for motion capture. But the first step of that is tearing down the old house that was on there.
Are you gonna open?
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it with my foot.
It was a bit of work, but we fully tore down the house, cleaned it all up, and this is what it looks like.
Back in 2017, we built this room ourselves in this garage, and we are kind of growing out of it now, and it feels really exciting to know that we're going to have this big space with room to grow and a full motion capture studio and everything. So this is a really exciting step for our company. Sometimes when writing the script, it's hard to visualize what a scene will look like, and so I wanted to make a concept art piece to help understand the setting for this important scene that we wrote, and I think it came together pretty well.
I like it.
It's a hybrid of 3D and painting. This is kind of the goal. Hopefully, when we have the final game, this will be the level of detail and complexity some of these scenes will have.
So in our last video, we talked about that we're switching to Unreal from Unity, and it's been going really good. It's been a couple weeks. We're really trying to immerse ourselves in Unreal to try to get up to speed as quickly as possible. And some of the things that I've been doing is I've been reading documentation and going through different Unreal courses. And really, we were talking about it. Unity and Unreal are super similar. We're just trying to figure out all of the different names. So Unity calls one thing a particular word, and then Unreal has the exact same thing, but they call it something else. So really, a lot of this is just trying to figure out what all the names are in Unreal. And a short-term goal is to get our prototype that we created in Unity working in Unreal. And I do want to mention, in the previous video, we asked for a lot of feedback, and you gave us tons of great comments, and that was really helpful. One of the things that came of that is everybody was recommending using a programming IDE called Writer. And I've heard about it, but I noticed that tons of people were mentioning it. So I got that, and it's amazing. It's crazy how much of a difference that makes with programming in Unreal.
So most people might actually laugh at us when they hear that when we started working on the Pedestrian, all of our file sharing, it was all transferred through a single flash drive. Do we still have that flash drive? All three of us were in here, and we would be like, oh, you need the new textures? Here you go. And that was probably the worst way to collaborate. And we went from that to
using Subversion, just like a hosted service. And then somewhat later on, we actually used Unity Collaborate, and it was pretty good. I will say both of those, they had the downside of being hosted in the cloud. So you were, kind of at the whim of internet speeds and whether or not, you had the internet might have been down or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes we couldn't
Yeah.
even access their servers, so it was like production had to stop.
Yeah. So what we're doing with this next game is we're using a local server with just a butt ton of storage. That way we don't have to pay for, storage fees on a monthly basis. And then it's a lot faster because it's on our local network. So we're using a NAS with a lot of storage, and then we're using Perforce for version control. And we've kind of done a lot of research about looking, the different version control systems, and Perforce really seems to be like the industry standard for game development in particular.
So the second draft of the story has just been recently completed, and we've had some close friends and family kind of go over the whole script and review it for us. And it's really important to us because this type of game specifically either succeeds or fails on the quality of the story. So we're really putting a lot of time into perfecting this as a really good experience. So if I want to take writing this story seriously, I want to have some tools that will help me compile the story in a helpful way. And so I wanted to just share with you guys kind of what I'm using to write the story. Most professionals use Final Draft. It's a piece of software that's been used for the past 15, maybe even 20 years. Probably most of your favorite movies were written in Final Draft. But I worked with it a little bit and it just felt so kind of outdated and clunky. I did some research and I found this piece of software called Arc Studio, and they're very new, but it's very clean and streamlined. I really like it because you can do collaboration and real-time typing with people. So Arc Studio has some really nice tools that help when you're trying to write a screenplay, like the navigation for finding scenes, and you can stash scenes that you want to save for later if you're not sure if you like it. There's a whole review system where you can have that. And it's just really clean, streamlined. It's made it very easy for me to write things out. So Arc Studio is really nice for just writing scenes out, but then when it comes to the more big picture, blocking out the entire story arc, I like using a more visual format, which Miro comes in really handy. It's just a big virtual whiteboard. So every single little thing, every little idea we've had for the story, we copy and paste images in here for inspiration, little sticky notes of little thoughts we're having. We have all the character sheets over here and descriptions of what the characters are and what they do. And we like to use story circles like Dan Hartman's Story Circle and Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey, those kinds of things. More just using them loosely so we can kind of get the ball rolling with these different characters and story arcs. And we even have the map kind of blocked out over here where we can kind of map out if this character's going over here and this character's going over here, can they actually meet up in time? It's a really nice, loose, visual way to brainstorm and block out. So that's it for episode 4. And hopefully with our next video, we'll actually have some gameplay and some...
You don't have to.
This is a promise. We're definitely doing it. Next episode, the game is gonna be sick.
It's gonna be done next week.
Yes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.